not taking any wine from Pavardi that she just offered.
Oh.
Pour your own cup.
Pour your own cup. Jesus.
Gotta be safe around here.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you don't know this beat, it's your girl KylerB coming at you for a new video. So today we're going to be talking about the Traitors Season 2, Episode 5, and let's get right into this video. So after Phaedra, basically tells Parvati that, she didn't like what she did because you were kind of grouping the housewives, which is Phaedra. She didn't like that Parvati was seemingly throwing her under bus, so she was just checking her, and Parvati apologized. So they proceeded with the murder, and they decided to murder Tamara. So they murdered Tamara, and she didn't come to the breakfast table. So basically, after they murdered Tamara, they were like, that was a waste of the murder because nobody moved. Nobody really cared. They were just like, that wasn't a big wave because it was between Tamara and Sandra, and they murdered Tamara. So there was a challenge in the mission today. And it was a team of the people outside and the people inside. And people outside had the, ability to get themselves a shield. So they split up in two groups, and the people outside were Janelle, Peter, Trishelle, Bergie, and Cherie and Kevin to be outside and help them win the challenge and get the shield. So the challenge, was pretty successful. They ended up getting $10,000, and also Bergie and Trishelle found a shield and got a shield. So Peter, he was like, to Janelle, everybody inside the house thinks that, Janelle and I are going to be the ones getting a shield. So, let them think that, but we don't have a shield. They know that somebody else has a shield. So they found out later that Bergie and Trishelle was the ones who find the shield, and they were like, no, we're not revealing that information. So before the round table, Peter has this idea like, what? Don't tell them who really has a shield. Let them try to murder somebody else, and then let the murder not go through and be blocked because the shield protects them from being murdered. So he says that it has to be a guy. So he kind of narrowed it down to Dan for sure. It has to be a guy as a traitor. So he spoke to Dan, Parvati, and CT as potential traitors, and to sniff them out to say, oh, it's actually me and Janelle who have a shield, so that they can murder anybody else who's on the outside. So with that being said, he's telling everybody this, and he only told this to Dan, Parvati, and CT, but CT is not a traitor, so it's just like, okay, oh, thank you. But like, Parvati knew that Peter was lying, and Dan, I don't know, he's not picking up what's being put down. Anyways, after that, everybody just kind of like, it's between Dan or Janelle. Dan still has yet to be a little bit more vocal in the game to try to suss out the traitors because he's too laid back and too, he's not giving, like, even in one-on-one conversations, he's not bringing up a name. Like, at least have a name, and he's not putting a name down to say, I'm suspicious about this person, I'm suspicious about that person. He's not. So everybody's just like, all these people have left now, and you still have yet to like have a name to think that someone's suspicious. So they're just like, yeah, if you're not putting a name down, that means that you're fine because you're a traitor. So Janelle, who was one of his closest like alliances, is like turning on him and saying like, you know what, we just gotta get Dan out. So she told the little group that it has to be Dan. And Sandra, MJ, and Cherie went and told Dan, or like told Dan immediately, like, Janelle's trying to get you out this game. Janelle's trying to get you out this game. So Dan finally has a name to put down to like basically back himself up. He's like, he has the information to be ready for the round table. Like, I gotta defend myself. So with that being said, everybody goes to the round table, and then we find out that Alan finally brings in Kate. Kate is the newest addition to the Faithfuls. the newest player to the game, new addition to the Faithfuls, but not everybody knows if she's a Faithful or traitor because she still has her identity. You know, no one really knows who's who, but you know, you're gonna find out one way or another. So she had to say at the round table, like she just sussing things out, hearing everybody's part. People still think Kevin might be suspect, be a traitor. John is trying to talk about it, is Kevin. You know, Kevin was just like, you know what, let me speak. Let me speak at the round table. Don't interrupt me and whatever. Like Kevin was really like, he was on, defense mode. Janelle pointed out Dan. It was just like heated. Janelle also said that Sandra has to be a traitor, which Sandra and Janelle had a big tiff going back and forth.
I'm gonna drink that water. You're nervous, aren't you?
No, my mouth is dry.
Okay, Sandra.
You're a traitor.
You're a traitor.
You're a traitor.
You're a traitor, bitch.
Please.
You're the biggest traitor
Whatever,
here. So
okay.
off.
Whoa. You off.
Which I was just like, oh, okay, like, all right, hold up. They were trying to get Dan out of there. Bergie was trying to get Dan out of there. Peter was trying to get Dan out of there. But then, other people are like, you know what? Your actions, Janelle, from the start has been very selfish. And like, you know what? We can't trust you, Janelle. We can't trust you. So it ended up Janelle being banished. And obviously she was a Faithful. So she got sent home. And yeah, Kate's in the game. So at the end of the day, Peter's like, I only told these 3 people that Janelle and I have the shield. So if they try to kill Bergie, Trishelle, or anybody who's on the outside, they're gonna waste a murder, and that murder is gonna be blocked. So Dan, Parvati, and Phaedra goes into the Traitors, den, whatever, and they're discussing like who they need to, murder, whatever. So Dan's like, I let Phaedra and Parvati took on the last 2 murders, so I really need this one. So after he had a discussion after the round table with Bergie, and Bergie said, yeah, I'm gonna like keep on writing your name down. Like your name, like Bergie was so upset. Like Bergie piped up. Like little old Bergie piped up after the round table after Janelle got banished. Like,
You idiots!
Good job, guys. Good job. You guys are trusting the traitors. You guys are trusting the traitors.
I went by her actions. I didn't go by anything else but her actions.
Yeah, obviously.
Wow.
For some people.
Bergie? Like Bergie really taking charge in this game. Like he's really setting out to do what he said he was gonna do in the show. Like to basically say that he's not some naive little dude. Like him and Peter really sussing Dan out in this game, which is kind of interesting. Anyways, so Peter's like, let them murder who they murder, but I told these only 3 people individually, so they're one step closer to finding out who the traitor is. And yeah, so Dan tells Parvati and Phaedra, about this whole situation, and Parvati and Phaedra are like, yo, you need to get it together. You needed to get together. Like, everybody, this is not your first rodeo, but you're seeming like you're acting like it is because people are sussing you out.
Yeah, it's something I think I can fix by being more vocal.
But your vocal has to make sense. It can't be, I'm gonna wait until I'm for sure. That's not making sense. Get your suit ready, because if you play like this, I'm gonna be embalming you myself. Get it together.
Is this the round table or is this the traitors tour?
Listen, we're just giving you some mild encouragement.
It's not my first rodeo. I'll
Well,
leave it
honey,
at that.
don't act like it, because they know it's not your first rodeo.
I'm with.
You need to start speaking more, being vocal, whatever. Like, if you have a proper conversation with Bergie, he's probably not going to vote you again. Da-da-da-da-da. Like, try to fix that relationship. Something like that. He's like, I'm going to probably vote for Bergie to murder because Bergie said he's going to put his name down after the next round table. So he's like, Parvati's like, no, Peter's lying. Like, why would he tell you this? Like, he's telling you this because he's trying to sniff out who's a traitor. Like, he does not have the shield. Like, why would he tell you this? But Dan feels like, Peter's not that smart to, like, come up with this plan to suss out the traitor. So he's like, it's either Bergie to murder or Sandra, MJ, or John. And I'm just like, listen to Parvati, listen to Phaedra, do not kill Bergie. Bergie has a shield. So that's the end of the episode. It's either Bergie or Sandra, MJ, or John. And Parvati was saying John also voted for you. Like, why are you not voting for John? Like, at least John also seemingly, you know, he doesn't have a shield, whatever. Vote for John. But yeah, we gotta wait till the next episode to see if the murder got blocked or whoever they picked was actually, you know, gone, or Dan is gonna be gone the next round table. He's gone. Like he's gone. Like he's gonna be the first traitor out. Like I kind of figured since the first 3 episodes, people were sussing Dan out since MJ and Larsa was sussing Dan out from jump. I was like, Dan is not gonna last long in the Traitors. Phaedra's probably gonna be the only one who makes it out of this game at the end. Phaedra, because Peter already pinpoint 2 correctly, Dan and Parvati. Everybody has CT wrong. People don't know. People think CT is a traitor and he's not. So it's gonna be so funny when CT gets banished or murdered or whatever, and like, oh, he's not the traitor. So it is what it is. That was episode 5 of season 2 of the Traitors US. And if you guys like this video, like the video, comment down below, let me know your thoughts, comments, concerns, and subscribe to my channel. Subscribe. Anything you guys watching the video. Peace.